It's Jaylin Smith, senior cornerback here, one of the leaders of this program. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Cody Kessler. J-Rock, appreciate you joining us. We're all sitting here moping around, but, you know, we have that luxury. You guys don't. What's the mood of the locker room 48 hours later?
48 hours out, man. We just the vibes are just, you know, a little bit all over the place. But right now we're just finding our ground right now, finding the confidence, you know, keeping our confidence and our heads up. I think that's been the main focus and the main goal, going 1-0 each week. That's been the main focus for all of our guys. So.
You guys had a chance to go over the film, and obviously that's a tough film to watch anytime you lose a game, but you got to go back and try to figure out how you can get better. Great first half. You only give up 6 points, and then second half it gets rolling a little bit against you, able to bounce back a little bit. What was Coach Lynn's impression of the defense on Saturday?
Keep swinging. How I think Coach Lynn's emphasis was just to how consistent we can be, just to always eliminate the explosive plays. I think coaches always emphasize if we communicate well, if we, you know, just do our jobs at a high level, it's very hard to beat us. So I think just going into that game and going into that half, we knew it was going to be a four-quarter battle, and Coach Lynn just knew we had to limit the big plays and limit those. So that was it.
As a leader on this team, what's been your message to the locker room this week when you face these tough times of adversity?
Adversity is going to hit. You never know when it's going to hit. I think ultimately just keeping your head up. I think, you know, through rough times, it's always going to be rough times, and you never know. So having that mindset of always having that mindset of pushing your brothers and, you know, being that shoulder to lean on and being the standard. That's just been the focus for me, and always being the guy that whenever anything wavers, that I'm always the same me, staying consistent.
You're listening to Jaylin Smith on Trojans Live. You made a big position move going into this season. We've seen you mostly in that inside spot throughout your USC career, now playing on the outside. How's that gone for you? What's that adjustment been like?
I think it's been good. I feel like just being in the inside, having a lot of space around and being in a lot of different fits, having that area, like it's a lot of space, but it's a lot of space. It's a lot of certain stuff that only a receiver can do. Is my thought process. So I think my thinking kind of slowed down a little bit. Slowed down a lot, to be honest. I've been just more calm and just been able to play more faster.
I think when I watch you, my favorite part about your game is your physicality. I see number 2 out there, and I think, man, you know, you're not the biggest guy in stature, but you play physical out there. Talk us through like screenplays. I always, when I think of you, I think Jaylin Smith. There's a screenplay coming out of me. You always seem to knife screenplays and get through on the big guys trying to block you and make a big play. What's the technique you're taught on that, and why are you so good in those situations?
So me, I just trying to play a mind game with the lineman because I feel like the blocker doesn't see where his runner is going to be behind him. So I feel like I can see him, and for me, just playing the game with him, I know where he's going to be. And
you're setting him up.
Setting him up, that's it. Just playing the game with him before he can kind of reach me. I think that's kind of my main focus, and using my size to my ability.
I agree with Sean on that, too. A very physical corner, probably one of the more physical corners in the country. How much of playing nickel before, you know, having to take on some of those offensive linemen, how much has that helped you, you know, have physicality on the outside?
Tremendously. I feel like, you know, having to shed blocks from linemen, you know, scraping over the tackles and just, you know, a lot of stuff in the fit where linebackers do kind of just helped me translate it to the perimeter.
Do you feel like the challenge is different for cornerbacks in this league going against some of these offenses? Because sometimes I'm watching these games and I'm going, I don't even know why anyone goes to play wide receiver at some of these schools. They never throw them the ball.
Falling asleep out there.
I mean, I think those Michigan guys just ran up and down the field for 60 minutes and never got a ball even thrown in their general direction. Meanwhile, the tight end got 242 targets on Saturday. So it's just different football. But how does that affect you as somebody whose job it is to cover those guys? You got to stay engaged. You got to be able to play the run game and do some different things, right?
So for me, I feel like Coach Lynn emphasized, you know, man coverages. Guys, they play man coverage. You know, guys that's in the fit, they are in the fit, and that doesn't change. You know, the job always stays the same. So I mean, when anything changes like that, where it's like I have to play a fit or read a tackle, then that's my primary focus. So I think going into this league, it teaches you like eye discipline, and just being more disciplined with your technique. I feel like, you know, if one play you're off, you look away, you know, you go for a post and it's a touchdown. So, you know, that's how the game can kind of go, you know. So it's got to be eye discipline for sure.
We've seen some corner blitzes this year from yourself and John Humphreys out there. What's the sideline talks like with Coach Lynn when you know it's going to be maybe a call a sideline blitz? Hey, Coach, I want to get in there for this one. Let me get some action on that set.
Man, kudos to Coach Lynn, man. I think he just dials it up pretty well. I never see it coming for real. You know, that's the mastermind in Coach Lynn. You never know when it's coming, so you just got to always be ready at all times.
Sticking with Coach Lynn, and in my opinion, one of the best defense coordinators in college football, how has he helped you develop since he stepped foot on campus here at USC?
He's super knowledgeable, man. So much information that he gives you that's kind of like takes your game to the next level, I feel like. Just as a player, as a person, he's a really good guy. He kind of gives you a breath of fresh air as a person, man. He's a really good guy off the field and really good, super smart guy on the field for sure, as you guys can see.
Why'd you switch to 2? You look good in that single digit. Why'd you make the switch?
2, man, just whole truth for my family, man. I'm a twin. I don't think you guys know. I'm older by 2 minutes, so I got to always say that.
Oh, okay.
I got a twin sister. Her name is Jada. So just being that twin.
Is she an athlete? What'd she play?
She's not an athlete anymore. She used to run track and play sports and stuff like that. She just works for HBO now. So she's just doing her own thing now. Shout out to my sister.
He made sure he got the 2-minute comment in there.
I always got to. I always got to put it.
Is she always smiling like you? Because I've never seen you too low, man. Every time I see you, you're always smiling, always having a good time. It's infectious, I'm sure, for the team, but always positive, man. I love that about you.
Yes, I appreciate that, man. I feel like, man, my sister, she brings that side of me out too, for sure. She's always that bright side too. Yes, sir.
When you watch guys on Sunday, who do you like to model your game after, right? Or maybe growing up, who's your inspiration that you like to model playing a corner, playing that nickel position after, and who's someone that inspires you?
I like Tyrann Mathieu. I feel like his story.
That's a great comparison.
Honey Badger.
I love him.
That's
bro.
a really good comparison.
Growing up, I always watched his film. It's like super. It's crazy to say. Like I always watched how he like carried himself, how he just his aura, man, on the field, off the field. How he was with his teammates. Kenny Moore, I like the way he plays on the field. Stephon Gilmore, he's super elite in coverage and stuff like that. I always watched his game. There's so much guys that I like to model my game after, but those 3 guys for sure.
Aura, Sean. How's your aura?
Gotta get my aura up.
Gotta get your aura up. Aura's big these days, man. Aura's big these days. Jaylin Smith has it. He'll be out there leading the Trojans on Saturday, USC versus Maryland, 1 p.m. Pacific time.